Either side could have won it right up until the last kick. What is that like for you as players to play in?
No, I think it was, clearly a game of two halves. In the first half, they got the better of us, in nearly every department. And, second half, we came out, we had to review and change a few things. And, no, we started the second half quick and the game turned quickly.
What did the manager ask you to change going into that second half?
No, the messages were similar, but more demanding, more effort. There was too many second balls they won in the first half, that we needed to tighten up on. And we done that in the second half.
Brilliant free kick from you to get Chelsea back in the game. How do you make that just look so easy?
To be honest, I'm not sure. I've been taking free kicks, my whole life, to execute one, when, we needed to, pull something out of the bag, it was a great feeling, it's a difficult place to come, many teams come here and, the atmosphere, gets the better of a lot of teams. But no, we couldn't win today, but it's important when you can't win not to lose. Even when you got that goal back, how tough is it to keep momentum when you're here at St James's Park? Yeah, momentum changes. One goal changes the game. The whole atmosphere quietened down. And we knew that, if we got one, the second one for sure was there. So the task was to get one and, see where it took us. Right towards the end, this whole stadium were on their feet because they thought they were going to get something when you made a bit of contact with Harvey Barnes. Was your heart in your mouth? No, if this gets given, then, I'm not sure. No, I touch him, I don't pull him. It's too soft, way too soft for me. Just finally, heading into Christmas, where are Chelsea at now? Are you still in this title race? I don't know, the season's long, The season's long, we have to work, week on week, game on game, and try and keep improving, Last season we came here and, we lost. This is, coming here from 2-0 down to get a draw. It's a super, difficult game, and, we're happy to, take a point considering, the first half. It's a great watch. Thank you. Thank you.
It really was. Thank you very much to Jules. Reece James there, starting the comeback for Chelsea in that second half. João Pedro with the equaliser to level the score. It finished 2-2, and we'll have lots more reaction on the way after that brilliant battle at St James's Park, and more Premier League to join Crouchy and I. Joe, have you had a chance to take some deep breaths at the end of that one? You needed them, didn't you?
Not really. Genuinely, there was some fella in the box behind me when it was the penalty at the end who was going ballistic at me like I'd brought Harvey Barnes down.
It was your fault.
I was like, mate, I'm here. I'm not doing VAR. Leave me alone. It was all right. He apologised and we moved on.
Do you feel ultimately, though, a point apiece was fair at the end of that?
Yeah, like I say, it was definitely Newcastle in the ascendancy first half. And we said it, I think the third goal was, I think you said it on commentary there, Joe. It felt like they could have got it and they should have got it. And if they had, they would have gone on and won the game. It would have been too much for Chelsea. But credit to Chelsea. In the second half, they came out and they were on it straight away. Maybe there was a little bit of nervousness from Newcastle. Maybe they played into their hands a little bit. But Chelsea deserved something out of the game second half.
Well, Enzo Maresca clearly got into them at half-time, and then Chelsea came back out in that second half, Joe, and got straight back into this match.
They were superb. Just before the free kick, Fofana steps into midfield, I think, and he zips it through the lines with a little bit of quality to Palmer, and Palmer gets it on the back foot and wins the free kick. And it starts from there. You know what Crouchy's saying? It was all going wrong for Chelsea in the first half. And you exercise of staying in the game, because if you've got players like Reece James who can do this, if you stay in a game and you stay in it, you dig in, one moment, that changed the whole game on its head. That little bit of quality where he just... look at it from there. Look at that angle as it dips. It is a superb free kick.
Massive weapon for Chelsea to have Palmer and Reece James capable of taking those free kicks, because I felt like the element of surprise maybe. Most people would have thought Palmer take it, and he takes it quickly, and it was a delightful in for the post. Beautiful free kick.
But then there were huge shouts in here for a Newcastle penalty, a penalty that potentially could have put them 3-1 up in this match when Chalobah... Yeah, with a bit of a barge in the box, Joe. How did you see it?
I think Trev got away. I think Trevor's been absolutely outstanding for Chelsea, and I think on this occasion, I think it's a little bit. He's overzealous with the tackle. We're going to show it here as it comes in. He's actually the favourite in the situation. There's no need to do it. Just get there, and you'll see it from the second angle here. You'll see it's the force of it, and I think it's a penalty, Crouch.
Yeah, I think Gordon's waiting. He knows the challenge is coming. He's waiting for it, and I think he's ready to go down. But the force there, I think. They talk about shielding the ball. For me, that's not shielding. That's an aggressive attempt to go and win the ball, and he hasn't won it.
Because that is the wording from the Premier League match centre, because it was checked and cleared by VAR, and it says that the call of no pen to Newcastle checked and confirmed with the contact from Chalobah on Gordon deemed to be side to side in a shielding action, and the ball within playing distance.
Do you know what?
Side to side, Joel?
No. Well, it can be deemed he's coming from the side. But I think it's the force is the issue. I think if Trevor does the exact same movement with 50% less force and just, gives Gordon a little bit, Eddie Howe's not even jumping up and thinking this bit. I think it's because we was all surprised because he didn't need to do as forceful as he was. But it was just after half-time, fires are up, his manager's probably got into him, and he wanted to,
It's the word shielding. That to me is not shielding. I understand. That shielding to me is when Chalobah's in possession of the ball. He's trying to get round him. You're shepherding the ball out. You're shielding the ball out. Yeah. Anthony Gordon's in possession of the ball. He comes over and takes Anthony Gordon out.
So you think he's been very lucky?
I think he's been lucky, yeah.
And then 2-2 to Chelsea in that second half. It was João Pedro who levelled things up, Joe. How did that come about? It was a bit unfortunate, did you think, from João with the slip?
A little bit, but the reason he slipped was because of the quality of the cushion header. That's superb. And then to do this athleticism on the run, full pace, and to cushion it into that path. So Thiao's gone, and that's what so it's not unfortunate. The quality and the ability and the creativity from Pedro's made Thiago slip over there, Crouchy. Look.
Yeah, João Pedro for me, he's a class above. I just think that little header, to cushion that, to keep it alive. He's not thinking, he get the ball, he's just keeping the ball alive, keeping it in play. And Thiago slips and he goes through, and there was never a moment you thought he was going to miss. There was a few little touches from João Pedro today that had me off my feet. It was just he does things that no one else on the field can do.
Just how vital was it for Chelsea, do you think, after the sort of period that they've had coming into this game, Joe? Lots of inconsistencies. They had that run, but did come back to win against Everton last weekend, that they fought back in the manner that they did.
I think it's crucial. Any time it was as poor as it was in the first half, and then you managed to turn it around as a group. What that gives you is that that conviction in yourself and the belief that no matter how lost the game may seem, because it could have been 3 or 4 in the first half, they stay in the game, and that gives them so much that you grow from games like these as a team. If you take these lessons and they stay in it, there was for equally as great it was in the second half. In the first half, there's a lot of lessons for them to be learnt, Crouchy.
Yeah. What are the biggest lessons then from the first half? What wasn't acceptable with their performance?
Well, they were miles off it. You said something in commentary that resonated with me, Joe. They were trying to play through the fire, and I think it was a great shout, to be fair. And
thank you, Keith.
Yeah, you are very good at what you do, Joe. But no, it felt like they needed to take. They were kind of playing into their hands, because Anthony Gordon was a man possessed in the first 20 minutes. Probably almost one of the best performances I've seen this season from a player in the first 20 minutes. He set the tone, he set the tempo, he's got after people, and they struggled with it a lot, Chelsea, but they continued to play through, and it kind of played into Newcastle's hands, and they were getting chances, and it could have been 2-3, it could have been any score in the first half. So they were miles off it, Chelsea, but credit to Newcastle. They felt like they had something to prove in front of their fans after the Derby game.
Best pundit in the world, but now the best commentator in the world as well, Mr. Cole. We're going to get the post-match thoughts now from Eddie Howe. It felt like his side had the 3 points there for the taking today at half-time, 2-0 up, but ultimately leaving with a point today. He's with Jules.
Eddie, after such a good first half, are you scratching your head as to how you haven't come away with all 3 points?
Yeah, desperately disappointed. I think the lads gave so much to that game. We had very minimal recovery time, so to produce the physical performance we did speaks volumes for the lads' mentality, and yeah, devastated not to win. I think the free kick changes the game, really.
After that free kick, there were still opportunities for Newcastle in the second half. Why do you think you weren't able to get that third goal?
Yeah, I think we had chances in the first half as well, and yeah, that elusive third goal wasn't there for us today. Well, we'll have to sort of look back at it and reflect on it, but overall we're very positive feeling in respect of how we played today. That's us at our very best. Technically, tactically, physically, really, really good from the lads today.
Should you have had a penalty in the second half?
In my opinion, yes. I think it's a clear penalty. I think anywhere else on the pitch, that's a free kick. I think the player's gone into Anthony aggressively, too aggressively, in my opinion, so I think it's a stonewall.
The match centre have said that it was regarded as side-by-side shielding. Do you understand that?
No, because it's not. I think the defender's only look is Anthony, not the ball, and I think it's too aggressive.
After leading by 2-0 in the game, it's 13 points dropped from winning positions for Newcastle this season. Is that something you can address, and how can you do that?
Yeah, I knew I was going to be asked this, unfortunately, because we've not done our jobs and followed through and won today. But yeah, that's something we're reflecting on and analysing all the time.
So where do you feel your team are at heading into Christmas and a tough away game on Boxing Day at Old Trafford?
I think we've been in a good place since the last international break. When we returned and we beat Manchester City, I think we've seen a big upturn in the consistency of performance. We had the dip at Sunderland, but that apart, I think we've been very good. So I'm positive about the team and the trajectory we're on. I'm disappointed with the results.
Thanks, Eddie.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome to extra time at St James's Park following possibly the game of the season between Newcastle and Chelsea, which ended 2-2. Enzo Maresca has come out to join us. Enzo, Ali McCoy's in commentary did say it was the best game he's watched this season. How was it for you?
Not too much for us. Yeah, I think it was a nice game for the people, for the fans. For us, first half, I think the goal we conceded moved the game in their direction, and then second half we were much better.
I have to ask you what you said to your players at half-time, because the second half performance couldn't have been more different.
Yeah, no, the message first half, even if can look strange, but my feeling was we are in the game. If we are able to score one, we are there and we can even win the game. Because there was something from the first half that I like, even if we were 2-0 down. Again, for me, the goal that we conceded after 3 minutes moved the game in their direction. After it's very complete to come back.
What were the things that you saw in that first half that gave you the belief that you could still get back into it?
The space that we prepared to attack was there, but we didn't attack well. So in case we were able to attack in the right way, I think the game was there. So even if we were 2-0 down, I can see that there was space to attack. And again, second half, we were much better.
Can I just ask you about a tactical switch as well? You brought Enzo Fernandez on and put Reece James at right back. What did that offer for you?
Yeah, no, we started first half playing 3-2, and then with the change with Enzo, we were 4-3-3 because we needed two real pocket. Enzo on the right side, then Cole in the left side. First half, Malo was the one that was joining the pocket position. So the idea was just to have two proper pocket in position.
How important is it? I thought João Pedro was outstanding today in the second half. How important is it to keep him fit, especially with Delap being out?
Yeah, very important to keep him fit, and also Liam, especially in this kind of game, physicality game. These are the games that Liam loves. But again, João is doing well, he's scoring goal, he's helping. Also off the ball, the way he pressed was very good. And yeah, at the end we go home happy.
It was a wonderful free kick from Reece James as well. He played in two positions today. What can you say about the level he's performing at the moment?
It's top level. He's playing very good. As you said, midfielder, fullback, and then the last half an hour he was playing fullback. He's doing fantastic on the pitch and off the pitch. Also in terms of leadership, he's helping a lot. Many of the young players we have. So yeah, very happy with him.
What was your view on the penalty appeal for Newcastle in the second half with Trevor? It was checked by VAR. Their view was it was side-by-side shielding. What was your view?
No, I don't think it's penalty, to be honest. I complain a little bit with the referee because I think the same action was yellow card, for instance, for Caicedo, and they did 2-3 same action that they didn't give yellow card, but happened. But I don't think it's penalty.
Do you enjoy games like that as a manager?
No, I will be honest with you. Yeah. You know better than me because you have played in this stadium against this team many times. I think there are not many teams that they are 2-0 down at half time against this team in this stadium and they can come back. So today I'm very happy because I feel proud of the players because, again, I think it's not easy 2-0 down to show character and come back.
Was there a part of you that felt maybe we could go on and get the 3 points there, or were you happy to kind of consolidate and take the draw in the end?
You mean before the game or after?
No. The way the game panned out, it was 2-2. Do you think we could have gone for it there?
No, I think after the 2-2, we had 2-3 clear chances, especially with the Garnacho, that we could have scored one more goal. They also have the Barnes chance that has been quite clear. So the game, I think, was 50-50, and again, enjoyable for the fans.
And Enzo, last week you spoke about having a difficult week at Chelsea, it being the worst 48 hours for you. This week you've got to a cup semi-final and had the comeback here. How do you sum up how this week has been for you?
No, but the reason why I said something after Everton was not because of the results. Now everything is fine because we are winning. No, it was just something that I said. And then since I joined the club, I have been always happy.
Enzo, thanks for joining us. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. He's saying since he's joined the club, he's always been happy. It didn't seem like that last week, but do you think that he should be very happy with this week's work?
Yeah, the reason I asked him did he enjoy it is because, you know, when you see a game like that, you're probably, there's so many mistakes from both sides, so many beautiful things, so many great things to watch. But it was your belly will be turning as a manager. But I think the overriding thought from me and the Chelsea fans as well is pride of your team coming through the fire, difficult place. Going 2-0 down, he's right. Going 2-0 down in Newcastle when this place is just rocking, you're on the ropes. It could be 3-4 and you stay in the game. So I think the Chelsea players can go back on the plane tonight, being very proud of the performance, and I hope they can take that into next week and continue with that tenacity.
Is that all part of the growth of a young team coming back in a game like that?
Yeah, it shows tremendous character. I think first half it was, you know, they were struggling to get 2 passes together, let alone 2 goals, to get back into the game. So the fact that they changed things around a little bit, I thought Reece James was magnificent today. I think there was a tackle near the end.
Yeah.
That was a goal-saving tackle. He scored the free kick, gets them back into it. He showed a real leader's performance today, and I think that him still being a reasonably young man, you know, it shows him he's turning now into a proper leader in this team. And I think he's now leading a lot of young men into a position now where they've showed a tremendous amount of character in one of the most difficult stadiums in the country.
You were adamant there was going to be a winner, Crouchy, and there were really good chances for a winner in this game as well, not just any chances. And Newcastle really came close. A couple of times the Gallagher end thought that they'd won it.
That's the tackle.
That was the tackle I was talking about. I mean, he's got his point for his team there. Not only has he scored the goal, but he's obviously made that tackle. That as well. That chance there was a massive chance of Barnes.
Massive chance. And this, by the way, the Ramsdale throw and face plant into the floor was interesting.
That's a weapon, isn't it?
and this Cucurella does so well.
You know.
He could have passed
Should he have passed it?
I think he's done so well to carry the ball to that position. He's cut inside, and I think he was kind of leaning back a little. If he could just get the pass off, I think it would have been the better option maybe. But listen, that is a rush of blood. The game was so frantic at that point. I probably would have shot myself. Bearing in mind I wouldn't have been in that position myself with my pace.
At least you're honest. Nick Woltemade, though, he needed the goals that he got in the first half after last weekend, Joe. But he could have had a hat-trick as well, couldn't he, at the end of that first half? How disappointing is that, the fact they could have gone in at half-time 3-0 up Newcastle? Yeah,
I mean, like, we sat with Eddie before the game and we spoke, you know, Nick Woltemade being 1 in 11. And what does he need to do? Well, the first 3 minutes showed you just one drop to you from 6 yards out and you just pop it in. I thought he was brilliant. And Eddie's right in the sense, his goal scoring's great, but his link-up play and the way he brings people into the game was superb today. And he does remind me of Crouchy. He's got this great ability as the ball comes in and just cushioning off. And I would imagine every Newcastle player would love playing with him. They look a better side when he's playing well.
What do you think of his all-round game?
I love his all-round game. Yeah, I was a big fan of him in the Euros in the summer. Come here, he's got off to a flying start. The goals have dried up a tiny bit, like you say, the all-round game. And he comes deep and he links the play, and that allows Anthony Gordon and Harvey, whoever it is in that position to run through the middle, come inside, and they've still got the pace out wide, but he drops in and links it, and he has scored goals. I think he's been a real
9
success.
in all competitions now he has. It would have been a really tough week for him, wouldn't it, Joe? He's going to have to keep showing that sort of character that he did, especially in that first half today.
And I think he looks like the type of character that's going to thrive, so I don't think I've not got any worries about him being a top striker in this league. And in his career, he's got everything you need.
But Eddie Howe looks a bit down there, obviously, after, because he given away a 2-goal lead. But that first half, there was some amazing performances. I thought Anthony Gordon, especially Lewis Hall, Miley was fantastic.
Let's talk a bit more about Miley, actually, because when Joe calls someone Maldini, we have to talk about him. Ali picked him as the player
Ali's
of the
on me
match.
there, right? Ali's on me. I'll tell you exactly what I said, and I will qualify it. Right?
Stand by it, Joe.
So Garnacho has took him down the outside, and I said it reminded me of Paolo Maldini, because when a winger had the ball, Paolo Maldini was the boss. You knew exactly what Miley was doing. He backed his stride length and his pace. Garnacho's gone to overrun it. He ended up running into the advertising boards, and he looked like Paolo Maldini.
If they don't get some Maldini shirts outside,
Maldini,
Maldini, I love that. He's going to love that. Just 19 years old as well. And we can see Nick Woltemade coming out to join us now. Nick, good to see you. I believe you wanted to come out and have a chat to Crouchy.
Yeah, I wanted to take a picture.
My son, just pleased to see my son doing so well.
Hold on a second. Let's get the picture first. And then we'll have a chat.
Go.
You need to take one for me, Joe, as well.
Hey, I saw you now the first time, and in my old clubs in Germany, they always called me Crouchy.
Oh, mate.
That's why I want to take a picture.
That's because you're such a good-looking boy.
I think we both look good.
Nick, has Crouchy been a bit of an inspiration for you? Is there any parts of your game of his game that you've modelled yours on?
Hey, there are not so many 6.6 players, so I think just us, and we both are.
We could play, right?
I didn't saw you so much playing because I'm too young.
Too young, that makes me feel old. But I look at you. You got great feet. Nice awareness. I'd like to think that I could play a little bit.
Yeah,
as well.
I saw your goals. A lot of highlights.
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
No, but you're doing so well. I'm really pleased.
Thank you so much.
Love watching you.
How was that to get those 2 goals in that first half after the disappointment of last week?
Of course, really happy. Last week was not good for me. Didn't feel good, and 2 times. This is like part of the striker life, to be honest. I was unlucky last week, and now I was lucky. I felt just really happy about this, but that's part of the game.
Does that just make you stronger as a player, do you think, having to ride through those tough times like that?
Yeah, I believe in that. I think sometimes you have to go through every situation in your career. Now I scored an own goal. Hopefully I never do it again, but now I had the feeling how it is, and now I scored 2 goals. I have this feeling again, so that's part of the career, I think.
And did that game today, the way it flowed, the aggression, the passion, did that just kind of sum up what it is to be a Premier League player and what the Premier League is all about?
Yeah, this was crazy intensity. Sometimes I was looking on the clock and was like, just play like 20 minutes, but I felt like only like 50. But I think when we play like this, with this aggression, with this intensity, also with this quality on the ball, I think it's hard to beat us. And unlucky that we got 2 weird goals. And part of the game.
But no, I love watching you play. And since you've arrived in the Premier League, how have you taken to it? Because you're a player who likes a little bit of time on the ball, to pick your passes. And how have you found the Premier League? Obviously today was more frantic than ever. But have you enjoyed it so far?
Yeah, I enjoyed. To be honest, the game is different than Bundesliga. It's more duels, stronger duels, and you don't have so much time. And sometimes I was too lazy on the ball, but I think I come in every game better, and I'm just happy that I make the step, because I think this helped me in my career a lot. And yeah, I'm really happy to play at this amazing club in the Premier League.
And the fans have really taken to you as well. You know, that must be amazing. Myself and Joe played in the Premier League for a long, long time, but there is something special about this stadium.
Yeah, it's special. When I came into the game on Wednesday, the whole crowd was singing my name. 2 days before I scored the own goal in the derby, and I think this crowd here, this club is great. It's like a family, and I think the players, like, I just can't say myself, but I get a lot of confidence because of that, and yeah, I'm really happy to play at the club like this.
And I'm glad you got your photo with Crouchy.
I'm really happy about this.
Thanks for coming out to see us.
But hey, I saw you yesterday darts, man, or you've been at darts?
I'm in a darts, yeah. Next time you come with me.
No.
It'd be good to take my son to the darts. Okay?
Next time you come
Hey, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Cheers, Nick. What a guy. He's got
legend.
such a great
Love
personality,
him.
hasn't he, Crouchy?
I absolutely love him, yeah, I do. But like I say, I just...
We'll book you in for Ali Pali.
he's welcome anytime, not a problem. But no, I've watched him from far and loved his performances because there's not many of us, right? There's not many of us. You know, we
big
got
guys who can play.
we got to stick together, yeah. So I always admire him, and he's my favourite player in the Premier League now.
It's not fun for you, is it, when there's two of them standing there,
mate,
Joe?
I look like
We
the
need that
mascot
Willie
even
Parson
more, don't I?
box.
Do you know what I mean? God almighty.
He said, though, he's very happy that he made the switch, talking about playing in the Premier League. But has that transfer window, with hindsight, turned out to be a good thing, do you think, for Newcastle? The way they lost out on other strikers, obviously Isak when they lost out, you know, they were linked with Shesko as well, ended up bringing Woltemade in. Has it been a blessing, do you think?
I think so. And the reason I watched him in the Euros, I covered the under-21s, and I thought he was the best player in the tournament. The price tag I thought that Newcastle were held hostage on the price tag. I thought that he's probably, you know, he hadn't done enough in his career to warrant that. But as a player, and the potential he's got, it's through the roof. So I think as time goes by, hopefully Newcastle fans will look back at that in 3-4 years when he scored over 100 goals and go, it's money well spent. And I think he's perfect for this club, Linz.
Well, guys, you know I always call you the Driscoll brothers,
Right,
and you
okay.
like to call me Marlene. Well, one of our viewers, you're reminding him of someone else. So
Derek
we've
Trott.
got this message from Robbie saying, Crouchy and Joel Cole giving me Harry and Marv vibes.
Oh, there's another duo
They're
we've been labelled.
sticky bandits, that's you do.
Something
We've
about
had Rodney and Del Boy, we've had the Driscoll brothers, and now we've got the robbers from Home Alone.
Well, that's your Christmas themed comparison.
It's very Christmas themed, isn't it? I suppose. Yeah.
Be a new one next week.
It's a good shout. It's a good shout. For Newcastle, though, 13 points dropped from winning positions, which is a huge blow for them. How do they start to get that resilience back in games?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was actually said in commentary, but, you know, how you keep up those levels of aggression and closing down. I mean, there was no way Anthony Gordon could keep that up. It was just not humanly possible. He was so on it. And
you
fair
said it
play
was
to
the
him.
best 20 minutes at the start of that game you'd seen from any player
This season, yeah. With the quality, the intensity, the closing down, the willingness to drag your team to, this is what I'm doing, this is to come with me. I felt he had everything. He set up the goals. His delivery was spot on. It was another chance for Woltemade that he created as well. He had everything, but it's just sustaining those levels. And I think it was obvious that they were going to change the front three. That's probably pre-planned by looks of it. Run yourself into the ground, put everything on the line, and then we'll change it. And unfortunately, they just weren't able to sustain the levels that they showed in the first half.
Man United next, away for Newcastle on Boxing Day evening. What needs to improve, do you think, still ahead of that one, Joe?
I think when Eddie will look at that game again, he has to be proud of his side's performance and the effort and the endeavour and everything like that was second to none. I thought the lads were stuck together. I think a little bit of game management in the sense. Look, the Reece James goal came out of nothing, you know, but then after that, I felt there was too many gaps in the midfield. You know, there wasn't, you know, Garnacho was getting the ball and running at Miley. Miley done a great job against him, but ideally you'd want that to be covered. Like, the distances between, it became a basketball match, and both teams will have a look at that. I think Newcastle in particular, we'll have to address that sort of balance in midfield.
Manchester City, as it stands, top of the table because they're 1-0 up against West Ham. Haaland with the goal, of course, Peter. This title race does just feel, I said it at the start of the show, it feels more alive than ever, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think, Arsenal have probably been the best side in the Premier League, but the way Manchester City are performing now, they are in the ascendancy. And it feels the last team you want breathing down your neck if you're an Arsenal fan is Manchester City. And, they look like they've really hit form.
Do you think Manchester City are going to be able to keep this up now and stay there at the end of the year?
I've already flipped from Liverpool to Arsenal. I can't go again. I still think Arsenal will have enough to do it. And, I just think the crucial thing is keeping players fit for Arsenal, the two centre-halves. And I think they probably, pardon me, come through this part of the season where they've both been out. They'll win. I think they'll win tomorrow. Is it tomorrow they're playing? And I think they'll kick on. And I think Manchester City will push them all the way.
But it's good. We've got a race.
Yeah, we've got a race.
We do.